I can imagine you're going to get a lot of these sorts of statements. And at a certain point, they might start to look cliche, where you've seen 1,000 iterations of the same thing.
We may. I guess we'll see. We'll see how many we get. I think each would be taken seriously, though, and on its merits, and we would do the best we could to evaluate the files as they are and under people's circumstances. We're still going to have a lot of academic performance that we're going to be able to see from people in quote unquote normal times. So, we'll have that too, but we'll certainly take into account any specific circumstances.
Well, let's say if we try to compare this to anything that's even remotely similar, like let's say 2008 financial crisis, you might have gotten a handful of personal statements or addenda regarding how people were impacted in their professions. And I imagine you might have gotten a number of essays on that topic, or going back even further, maybe how 9/11 might have impacted people in some way. And I imagine, again, a lot of essays on the same topic. So I'm wondering, given that comparison, or just in general, what we could expect, what might stand out and what might make you kind of sigh and you're like, oh, another one?
It's a good question. And I do recall, I've been doing this long enough. I'm embarrassed to say that I recall, and I used to work at a law school in New York. So, there were a lot of personal statements about 9/11, but, each one is different, right? Because these circumstances impact people differently. And I guess I feel, at least today, maybe 2 years from now, I'd say something different, that far be it for me to say, don't write about that topic because everybody else is writing about that topic, because the personal statement is personal and it's about something you want to share with the admissions committee. And I think it's important to have in there something about why you're going to law school. So I could imagine a personal statement which weaves in the circumstances of COVID that's appropriate. I could imagine one where maybe it would have been better left to an addendum, where if you're just talking about its impact on you academically. But like you mentioned, the financial crisis, one of the factors we generally consider is work experience. But if somebody was impacted in the 2008 recession or is impacted now and not able to get a job, clearly that's something the admissions committee is going to have to take in and want to take into account.
Thanks for tuning into the show. Please subscribe if you haven't done so already to be notified of new episodes as I release them. And feel free to reach out if you need anything at all as you move forward with your prep. I'm happy to help however I can. In the meantime, I wish you all the best and take care.